back off tour. I just toured with Led Zeppelin. It's been great. You know, they saw the video and blowing up, man. I'm blowing up. I'm about to take Questlove's position. Yeah, welcome back. We're just being silly still, cracking a lot of antics. There goes the drum set. There goes the real drum set right there. Make a drum kit and then I'll save the drums, and then later on, if I can't use them right then and there, then I'll just put them on a disc, and then when I find that sample that might work, then we have them. Instead of just going to the break, or if it's an intricate edit as far as cutting up the drums and you get them just right, then you just save them and there goes your kit. Yeah, somebody today asked me to trade drum folders, which was kind of amusing. And they said they were a fan, you know, nothing against that, but I think everybody that listens and knows is well aware of what I do. I think they know that I'm using records because I have drums that sound like this with the hi-hat. This is my library right here. Sound familiar? Those are the drums from another introduction, how it should sound. So every producer has signature drum sounds. I love to look for the records, find the kicks and snares, hi-hats, and make my own kits because I learned from the greats, the people that I look up to. And it's like I listen to their beats and I hear more than one beat with the same sound, and I'm like, yo, that's a Primo snare, that's the Q-tip snare from the Mob Deep record. And then sometimes I'll hear other producers and I'm like, yo, you took Easy Mo B snare from Flavor in your ear. Or I'll hear a Fat Joe record and say, yo, that's Pete Rock's snare from the Game. But I'll just go out and find the records, listen to the records, and hear like a break. I love to make my own kits. And that's one fun part of just being distinguishable from everyone else. Just standing out, having your own drum sounds. Here goes a favorite kit of mine right here. This hi-hat I use, this is like my equivalent of like a Primo or a Pete Rock hi-hat because I use this often. So for those that really listen hard to my drums and what I do, you'll hear this in quite a few beats. All over the first Wide Society album, it's all on How It Should Sound. Yeah, if you listen to How It Should Sound, you'll hear some duplicate drum kits too. One of my favorite drum breaks, everybody's favorite drum break, is a 45, or if you have the full length, it's called Did You Heard Me? Rufus Thomas, 2 versions, 1 and 2. Either one just rocks, whether you loop it up, cut it up, the Funky Penguin. I don't know what the drummer was doing when they made that track, but that's just, he was just ready for hip hop. The loop, people tried to recreate it even in the 80s, like a lot of the bands for Enjoy, they tried to do it. I think it was the Treacherous 3 that did their rendition of the Funky Penguin. I don't think that can be duplicated. Just the sound, the swing of the drums, just everything was perfect. Here goes my Funky Penguin right here. make kits, I try, because I don't use a lot of effects and because I record with Pro Tools, I only have 1 gig of RAM, so I can't run a whole bunch of plugins, so the drums have to sound their best straight out the box. So that's why I look for a lot of drums that sound good as soon as I hear them on the record, without having to EQ and add reverb or compress them. So that's what catches my ear. And this is just straight off the record. Like when I find a drum that everybody's used, you know, sometimes I'll use it just bare by itself, but I learned this from producers like Pete Rock and Premier, layering in Q-Tip. But while you have a snare, and you have another snare, and then you layer it. And that way, that's when that becomes your drum. So anybody that knows the Piece 'em Out the Door drums and thinks they can just loop up a Sagi and then just remake my beat, you need this snare right here. You're not going to sound like me unless you have this. So if you want to loop up Brethren, you need this to sound like my drums. And then you need this hi-hat. That's my hi-hat. When I first started making beats, before I had the MPC, I was using the Boss Doctor sample, the 303, which doesn't work anymore, unfortunately. And who knows how many beats I have on that. But I guess towards the end of my 303 era, that's when I really learned how I wanted my drums to sound, like how I wanted to chop my kicks and my snares, and how the bass drums are supposed to fall into the snares and things like that. And once I got the MP, it gave me a chance to really be detailed in the attack and decay and just the swing of the drums. Until I outgrow this, who knows? Even though I've already outgrown it, but that's the challenge.